Morning guys, out here today. We have the whole grid in the bottom of the pond for the rebar now. We're marking out our interior walls and we're getting all the uprights in. A little bit of a muddy mess here today, but we're getting it done. We got the gravel on the inside of the pond and we're just getting all the uprights done. So a lot of work getting all that done today, but the guys will make it happen. Large tanks behind me are going to have 2 drains off center, and the small tanks are going to have 1 drain each. So we got the middle walls going in as well, and we're really making good progress. We're hoping to pour this concrete right after Christmas. So the guys are really working hard getting this done. But you can see it's been a long work in progress. There's the uprights there. That's going to divide the tanks. The drain's going to go right there in the middle. Just like this one, it's already finished here. So, I think the small tanks are going to be about a little over 10,000 gallons each. The big ones are going to be about 20. So a lot of water, a lot of space for koi. Everything's going to be filtered here by Evolution Aqua filters. We're going to use the K Plus bead filters. We're going to use Nexus, but since this is inside, we're not going to have that extra debris. So we're really confident that the K Plus bead filters are going to be able to handle the water just fine. All right, good morning, guys. Oh, hat's not on straight. I got my ear pods in. We're not sponsored by Apple yet, but maybe one day. Just kidding. But I'm just trying to get you guys some better audio. Christmas Eve morning here. We get a lot of work this week on the new koi pond build. So just want to take a quick ride up to the new location of the future koi house and show you guys what's going on. So hope you're as excited as I am to get this pond done, because I mean, this is kind of a little dream for me to have a nice koi pond house like this. Really, you know, nice, really nice setup and good water quality for the koi. And we're building this exactly how we want it, and we have enough time to do it. We've always done stuff where we're rushing to get it done, so this is pretty cool to have enough time to do it right. Got my Koi Nishiki Koi and Koi Trips hoodie on this morning. Thanks, Tim. Great little sweatshirt he gave me while we were over in Japan. So, all right, we're gonna head up to the koi house. All right, so we're up here. We have all the rebar in for the floor. All the plumbing lines are in to the outside of the forms. We have all our uprights in for the walls and the inside walls. So a lot of work went in the past few days, and we're ready to pour some concrete as soon as the weather's going to cooperate. But the guys worked really hard on this the past few days, and we've done this before tons of times, but this is our biggest one yet, so we're excited to get this in the ground, get the floor poured, then start building the walls. But let's hop inside and I'll give you a little tour, walk around, show you some details, and explain some of the filtration that we're going to do in here. There's the corner on one end. So it's a total of 6 tanks, 2 large tanks on either end. Those large tanks are going to have 2 bottom drains, Evolution Aqua bottom drains. The small tanks are going to have 1 drain, All these drains are aerated. We off-centered the drains for the larger tanks. We thought it'd be for better flow. You know, we could have put another drain or two in each tank. It was just going to be a lot more plumbing work for us. And since we are not doing a gravity-fed system, we're doing a direct suction system. We don't need the extra drain for the extra flow. We're just going to pull more water through the drain since we don't have any outside debris. We have this nice construction ramp in here so we can get in and out without any problems. But so all the rebar is in. The rebar is lifted an inch or two off the gravel, and we use epoxy coated rebar. Sometimes we use regular, depending on the application. There's the drains. We also have this set here. This is a guide rail that the guys put in. This is so we know what level to set the concrete at. Because what happens is we get a truck and it's gonna be 2 full trucks of concrete, and we have to know exactly what height. The bottom drains are covered with concrete and everything, so having this guide helps us set everything up so we know exactly what height to get the concrete at. But as you see here, first drain, it's set right outside of the form. And after the concrete's poured, we'll get a 90 or a 45 on there, get that up out of the ground so we can filter the pond. Each drain does have a 1-inch air line ran. That'll also be ran into a Evolution Aqua air pump. We'll probably use a few 150s to power, you know, 1 or 2 ponds. But yeah, I think this pond here is, you know, little under 20,000 gallons. It's gonna be really nice. We'll probably build some dividers in there, as you know, like Genji or Marihiro have in Japan. We'll put a picture in so you know what we're talking about. This is the divider wall. We're gonna make these walls 6 inches wide, probably put a board on top and some, you know, plexiglass to divide the tanks eventually. Reason we did 2 large tanks on the end will be to show some bigger fish and also have different price points. These smaller tanks we're going to use for growing tosai and keeping large amounts of tosai healthy. You know, some of the places we're buying tosai from, we're buying 6,000 fish, we're buying 8,000 fish. You know, we need this water volume to handle shipments of the koi, and they need to be heated. So, you know, small fish are very sensitive to heat, or sensitive to temperature, so we need the heat to control them. But yeah, so check that out. Center line. We're gonna pour the floor, we're gonna do all the forms, and we're gonna form the center out of just some plywood. Yeah, so each 4-inch line is gonna go direct suction to a Evolution Aqua pump. Then that pump is gonna go right to a bead filter, and then we're gonna put a moving bed after it. If we have space, we'll use a Nexus, but since we don't need any mechanical, we may just build the moving bed. And I think we're gonna throw a few of those new Tempest filters on this setup as well. We're gonna test them with how much food we can feed these koi and see what goes on. This is the first project we're really taking a lot of video on, so it'll be cool to see all the steps throughout the whole build. Another large tank on the end. You know, this side will be the main entrance. So you'll walk in, you'll have about 8 feet of room in the greenhouse until there's koi. On the other end, the greenhouse is actually 120 feet long. So we'll have about 30 feet by, 30 by 30 room of workspace. Maybe we'll put, you know, just tanks there, above ground tanks. You know, we don't know yet, but for now we just want the extra space on one end to have, and it just worked out this way where the space will be on the opposite end of where you enter the greenhouse. There'll still be a door on that side when we bring shipments in, stacking boxes, but yeah. So all the drains are in. I mean, it's really looking good. All the rebar's tied, and we're just ready for concrete. If it wasn't the holidays right now, we'd probably be pouring concrete today. You know, but we're giving everyone a week off, and we'll come back after Christmas and New Year's and get this thing poured and ready. So there's the Champion house there. That's our Champion house there, plant greenhouse there. There's our trusty Bobcat UTV. So if you ever make a visit out to the farm, that's what we tour around in. Pretty fun. All 4-inch Schedule 40 PVC. For you guys over in the UK that follow the channel, I know it's not the gray PVC. That's something that Tim from Quality Nishiki Koi always messes with me for. He hates this white PVC. I tell him I'll spray paint it black or gray, but he just goes, it's not the same. So just I'll pop in the photo or the video, give you guys some scale, but everything lines up, it's looking good. And we'll get the forms in as soon as the floor is poured, and a little more rebar work, but we'll do a ton of footage while this thing is getting poured. So. Yep, there we go. I mean, we're really excited to filter this with all Evolution Aqua stuff as well. We are the US importer for it, so we do have access to the product, exclusively, but it really shows our customers when they come out to the farm how well the stuff actually works, and we push it to the limit. I mean, we're putting more fish than you're supposed to put in. We're feeding more food than you're supposed to feed for these filters to handle, and they still handle them great. We've have two 36-inch filters on the Champion house, and the water stays like glass all year round, and we're feeding 4 or 5 times a day, and the fish are still doing great, and the water clarity is great as well. So sorry for the noise. It's a little sludgy out here today, but snow is melting off. So the tank will actually be 2 feet above grade, similar to how we have it done in the Champion house. In Japan, the tanks are usually flush to the ground. That's because they use a flow-through filtration system design. We're not using that design here. It would use a lot more concrete, increase the cost, and we just have a different style of filtration here in the US. But I like that design, having it flush, but I think it's a little easier to work on the tanks when they're like 2 feet above grade. It's also a nice sitting wall for when you have customers in as well. So there's a final look at the pond before it will have concrete. So we'll do a whole bunch of footage when we're pouring the floor, but looks really good.